Okay. As we all know, on Tuesday, we are writing a pre-trial exam for mathematics that will be out of 1/5. So I thought today we should revise this paper. So we have question 1. Question 1 says 1.1.1, which says 2 over x squared plus 1 over 8 is equals to 0 for 3 marks. So how do we solve this equation? We transpose 1 over 8, which means we'll have negative 2 over x squared is equals to negative 1 over 8, and then cross multiply. So if we do that, we are going to have negative x squared is equals to negative 16 divided by negative 1, which means we'll have x squared is equals to positive 16. Then you square both sides. But then you have to be careful. If you square both sides, you need to say plus or minus 4 is our solution for number 1. Okay? Then you get your 3 marks. Okay? 3 marks, eh? 3 marks. Then we have 1.1.2. 1.1.2, it says 2x squared plus 9x minus 24 is equals to 0 for 4 marks. Solve for x. Then they say correct to 2 decimals. For sure, you know that you have to use the quadratic formula. So if you are using the quadratic formula, you're going to have x is equals to negative into, what's the value of b? 9 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 into the value of a, the value of c, negative 24, all over 2 into the value of a, which is 2. Then x is equals to 1,1,88, or x is equals to negative 6,38. Then you have your 4 marks. Mark allocation, maybe 2 marks for this. But then next time, we should show this step where our solution is expressed in terms of the sets. Then you conclude. I think that's where the other mark will be allocated to. Okay, so next time, please show this step, show that step. Then you are given 1.3, 1.1.3. 1.1.3, that set x is equals to 2 square root of x plus 3. Then you have to solve this equation. Transpose 3, which means on our left hand side we'll have x minus 3 is equals to 2 root x. Square both sides. Then if you square both sides, what will be on our left hand side? That will be x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equals to 2. Not 2, 4. 4, eh? Okay, it's 4x. Standard form, eh? Then this will be x squared minus 10x plus 9 is equals to 0. And then we factorize, eh? What are the factors? X minus 9 into x minus 1 equals to 0 equals to 0. Again. Then x is equals to 9 or x is equals to 1. Okay? But one of these solutions, I think, it says that's usually the case. We have to reject. Eh? So which one are we rejecting? 1. Why are we rejecting 1? If you substitute 1 here, it doesn't get you left hand side. Okay, so there will be a mark for that rejection as well. How many marks? 4 marks. I think it's squaring both sides, standard form, factorization, then your solutions. Okay, there is another method of approaching this. Is there anyone who approaches using that method where you have to manipulate this x and rewrite it in the form of x to the power of 1 over 2? Okay, no one chose that. But you can solve it using that methodology. Says one. Alright, and then Let's move on to number 1.2. 1.2, you are given f(x). f(x) equals to 2x squared plus x plus 6. Then they say solve for x if f(x) is greater or equals to 0, which means that's an inequality again. So that means instead of f(x) we are going to write 2x squared plus x plus 6 is great. Minus 6, oh thank you, minus 6, thank you. Minus 6 greater or equals to 0. Again. And then factorize. What are the factors of this trinomial? 2x minus 3x plus 2 must be greater or equals to 0. And then we look for the critical values. So what are the critical values? X is equals to 3 over 2 and x equals to minus 2. Then, in order to find the solutions, remember this is an inequality, we use this method. There are so many methods you can use, but we are using this one. We interpret our solutions graphical. So we have negative 2, then we have 3 over 2. So we are looking for the values of x that will make this function to be positive, since it's greater than 0. Again, so where is our positive solutions? Where x is less or equals to negative 2, or where x is greater or equals to 3 over 2. This is another solution. Okay? Then we have our solutions. Are we okay with that? And then 1.1.2, they say determine the sum of all integers satisfying f(x) is less or equals to, is less than 0, sorry, it's less than 0, for 2 marks. Is f(x) greater or equals to 0 the same as f(x) is less than 0? No. Which means this one has its own solutions, Yes. Which will be, if we were to use this, what will be the solutions for this? Where our function is less than. X will be greater, negative 2, but less than 3 over 2. But we haven't answered the question again. Because the question says, determine the sum of all integers satisfying this condition. We are looking for the values of x that are greater than minus 2, but that are less than 1.5. So now we are adding those integers that are involved. Do we include negative 2 in those integers? No, because negative 2 is excluded. So the first integer will be negative 1 plus 0 plus 1. Do we count 2? No. So that means the sum will be 7. Okay? And then 1.3, we are given x squared minus 2xy minus 8y squared equals to 0. Now they are saying determine the value of the ratio of x over y. But then this expression, I think it's familiar to you. This quadratic trinomial, we can factorize this. So what will be the factors? They're going to be x. Whatever term that you're going to put here is going to have a y. Do you agree? Okay? Then it's x again. Whatever term that is going to be here is going to have a y. Just because of this y squared. Again. Okay? And now we factorize this as if we don't have y's. So it's the same as if we are factorizing x squared minus 2x minus 8. So what are the factors of x squared minus 2x minus 8? It's going to have negative 4. Then we are going to have positive 2. Then we need to put this y. Just because if you multiply these two terms, you need to get negative 8y squared. Okay. And then from here, we apply the 0 law. So we have x equals to 4 over y, or x is equals to negative 2y, not over. It's y, eh? And then we are looking for the ratio of x over y, eh? So it is in this equation you're going to say x over y is equals to 4. Just because we are dividing by y both sides, again. Or x over y is going to be negative 2. So these will be your solutions. Then you get your 3 marks. I think that will be factorization, then the solution for each. Okay? Is everyone happy with this one? Alright. And then, hence, for 6 marks. Hence, for 6 marks, solve for x and y. If y plus 2x is equals to 4 for 6 marks. Hence, which means we are going to use those conclusions. Okay? So, what are you suggesting? We take these two. We take this solution from the previous question. Or we take this step. Instead of x, we put them, we substitute them here. Then we get our solutions. Again, this step. Can you show it, mister? X equals to 4y or x equals to negative 2y. So, yes? Why not? Why not last solutions and substitute y here? We are trying to avoid diffraction. We are trying to avoid diffraction. Okay? So if you take this, instead of x, you just put 4y, then you solve. But we'll get the same answer in the end. Eh? Very good. So now, we are substituting those two solutions. So we're going to have y plus 2 into, instead of x, for the first solution, we are going to put 4. Y is equals to 4. Or y plus 2, instead of x, we are going to put negative 2y is equals to 4. And then we solve. So this is y plus 8y equals to 4. Then this is 9y equals to 4. Therefore, y is equals to 4 over 9. Eh? This is our first y value. Then let's solve this one. Then this will be y plus y minus. Y minus 4y is equals to 4. Then this is negative 3y is equals to 4. Then therefore y is equals to negative 4 over 3. Did you get the same solution? Yes, okay. And then we are solving for x and y, remember. So instead of y, we are going to put what now? We are going to put 4 over 9 in this equation. Or if you like, you can even substitute back to these two. And get okay, let's use those two. So this is x equals to 4 into, instead of y, 4 over 9. Then you compute that. Then we can use the same equation, eh? X equals to negative 4 over 3 into, no, it's negative 4 into 4 over 3. Negative? We want us to use the other one. Well, let's go and use the other one. But I have a feeling we'll get the same answer, but no problem. So you're going to have x equals to negative 2 into negative 4 over 3. Then compute this. What are you getting? 16 over 9 or x equals to 8 over 3. And these will be the suggested solutions. And you don't stop.